The Reports tab on the Discover dashboard is where I can come to create a shareable summary report about the results of my exchange. I can also do a data download of some of my participation statistics and details about the thoughts in my exchange. First, let's take a look at creating a report. Here I can see a list of reports that have been created about my exchange previously, and I also have an option to create a new report. When I click a new report, I just have to give it a name. And that brings me into the edit screen for my report. I've got different options here in the different sections, so let's just go through them one by one. In the header section, I can choose to include or remove my organizational logo if one's been added to my account. I can change the title of my summary report as well as change the formatting if I'd like. And I can do the same with the overview of my exchange, just to give some information back to my participants or other leaders about why we ran the exchange, what we're hoping to do with the information that we got, things like that. In the exchange details section, I can choose to include summary graphics about my survey questions that I may have asked, or about different participation languages if I had the multi-language capabilities enabled for this exchange. The Thoughts section allows me to decide whether or not I want to include a top thoughts report in my summary report. If this checkbox is clicked, it will include the list, and if I unclick it, it won't. If I'm choosing to include a thoughts list, I can give a brief description about it below, and I can change the settings here. The settings option allows me to decide whether or not I want to include my leader comments on the top thoughts report in my summary report, and if I want to include filter options around any survey questions that I've asked. We'll turn those on for the sake of this demonstration. The bars and the tiles sections are visualizations of themes you've created for the thoughts in your exchange. You can choose to include both, neither, or one or the other using the checkboxes for each section. If you are including visualizations about your themes, you might want to give a description of how you've done the theming here, and you want to make sure that in the settings menu, you've selected the right theme set to share. You can also decide whether or not you want to include comments that you've made on the thoughts in the themes or comments on the themes themselves. Finally, you have the option to include a closing message, thanking your participants if that's going to be the audience for your report, or sharing some closing next steps for any other leaders you're sharing the report with. Throughout the edit page, you just want to pay attention to the character limit for each section. When I'm done making changes to my report, I'll just click Save at the bottom. I can view my report by clicking the title from the list here. My report loads in a separate browser tab, and I can share this link with anyone that I want to have access to the report. Here we can see the top thoughts report, including that filter of the survey question groups that I asked. So I can see the top thoughts as rated by any of these groups. I can also do a search in the top thoughts report for ideas containing any specific keywords I'm interested in. I can also click the View buttons to take a look at the themes in either tile form or the bar chart that I've created for the thoughts in my exchange. Here I can toggle between average star rating or number of thoughts within each theme to sort my visualization, and I can see the thoughts within each theme by clicking on the bar or the tile if I were in the tiles section. Creating a summary report is a great way to share your results or close the loop with your participants, thanking them for taking the time to share and rate ideas and letting them know what your next steps are going to be. Finally, I can do a data download of some participation statistics for my exchange or just details about the thoughts. To do that, I just click the Generate button and download my data download. The zip file that I download contains 3 different files: the exchange data, participation statistics, as well as a summary file. The exchange data file contains information about the different thoughts in your exchange. First, you can see the content of the thought itself here. You can see the average star score, its rank overall in the list of thoughts, the moderation status, as well as any theme sets that thought was a part of. The participant stats file contains information about the survey questions that you've asked. So you can see a percentage of your participants that responded to each of the different answers that you provided, as well as a raw count. The summary file just gives you some overview information about the statistics of your exchange. The number of participants, the number of thoughts, and the number of ratings provided, as well as the status of the exchange. We can see this one is still active, and the launch date and the question. You can explore help articles related to this and other features by clicking the Help widget button right here on the Discover dashboard. This feature allows you to read articles, watch videos, search for other topics, and even submit support tickets if you have questions. If you'd like to learn more about any of the features on the Discover dashboard, check out our help site at get.thoughtexchange.help. We have videos about each of the different features. You can also reach out to our support team directly at help@thoughtexchange.com. I hope you found this video useful. Until next time, happy thought exchanging.